2018 marks the release of the 13th Annual Status of Education Report, following the Beyond Basics report of 2017. The ASER 2018 survey reached 596 districts in rural India. A total of 3,54,944 households and 5,46,527 children in the age group 3 to 16 were surveyed. As before, the report covers three major aspects of the status of education: school enrollment and attendance, basic reading and math abilities among children aged 5 to 16, with some beyond basics questions added for the 14 to 16 age group, and school facilities with some new information on sports infrastructure included this year. School enrollment for children in the 6 to 14 age group in rural India has been above 95% for more than 10 years. ASER 2018 reveals that this figure has now crossed 97%, with the proportion of children in this age segment who are out of school falling below 3% for the first time. The statistics for girls' enrollment have improved over time as well. 4.1% girls aged 11 to 14 were out of school in ASER 2018, less than half of the 2006 figure of 10.3%. Similarly, 10 years ago in 2008, nationally, more than 20% of girls in the 15 to 16 age group were not enrolled in school. In 2018, this figure has decreased to 13.5%. From 2006 to 2014, we have seen a year-on-year increase in the proportion of children who are enrolled in private schools. This figure seems to have plateaued since 2014. There has, however, been a decline in some states such as Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Kerala. Data from ASER 2018 shows a continuing slow climb in children's basic reading levels in early primary grades. Over the past few years, the proportion of children in Standard 3 able to read at Standard 2 level has increased from 21.6% in 2013 to 23.6% in 2014 to 25.1% in 2016 and finally to 27.2% in 2018. A slight improvement is also visible in Standard 5 reading ability over the last 2 years. The proportion of children enrolled in Standard 5 who can read at least a Standard 2 level text has inched up from 47.9% in 2016 to 50.3% in 2018. For government school children enrolled in Standard 5, some states showed an increase of 5 percentage points or more in reading. By Standard 8, the last year of compulsory schooling in India, children are expected not only to have mastered foundational skills but to have gone well beyond the basic stage. ASER 2018 data indicates that of all children enrolled in Standard 8 in India, about 73% can at least read basic text. This number is unchanged from 2016. Over the years, arithmetic levels have not shown much improvement. The All India numbers for children in Standard 3 who are able to at least do subtraction have not changed much, from 27.6% in 2016 to 28.1% in 2018. Similarly, although the proportion of children in Standard 5 in India who can do division shows little change, some states show substantial improvement amongst government school children. In ASER 2018, children in the age group of 14 to 16 were asked to do a few tasks which required calculations to be done in everyday contexts. Children were asked to calculate time, compute how many tablets would be required to purify water, figure out the minimum amount required to buy books given 2 price lists, and compute a discount. Each of these tasks was done one-on-one. For the age group 14 to 16, substantial gender gaps are visible in the All India figures for arithmetic. The proportion of girls who can read at least a Standard 2 level text is very similar to that of boys, at around 77%, although girls outperform boys in many states. But in basic arithmetic, boys seem to hold a substantial advantage. Nationally, 50% of all boys in the age group 14 to 16 can correctly solve a division problem, as compared to 44% of all girls. As with reading, girls have outperformed boys in several states. Of the 14 to 16-year-olds who could solve the numerical division problem, in all cases, fewer girls could solve questions correctly as compared to boys. The Right to Education Act was implemented in 2010, and the first cohort of students to benefit from its provisions completed 8 years of compulsory schooling in 2018. Nationally, substantial improvements are visible over this 8-year period in the availability of many school facilities mandated by RTE. The fraction of schools with usable girls' toilets reaching 66.4% in 2018. The proportion of schools with boundary walls increased by 13.4 percentage points, standing at 64.4% in 2018. However, the national averages hide major variations across states, with deficiencies particularly marked in Jammu and Kashmir and most of the Northeast. This year, ASER introduced a series of questions on the availability of sports infrastructure in schools. In 2018, about 8 out of every 10 schools had a playground available for students either within the school premises or close by. However, physical education teachers are scarce in schools across rural India. Only 5.8% of all primary schools and 30.8% of all upper primary schools had a physical education teacher available. In 2018, ASER reports for the first time that improvements in children's foundational learning are visible for more than one grade and have sustained over at least a couple of years. Also, these improvements are led by government schools that cater to the most disadvantaged children in the country. While this good news deserves recognition, we hope that these trends continue to be built upon. Much still remains to be done to ensure that every child is not only in school but also learning well.